Hello, my name is Sofia, and this is a walkthrough to the first OSINT challenge in the Back in Time series, which I created for Bellingcat. This set and many others can be found on their open source challenge platform at challenge.bellingcat.com. If you have not attempted to solve this one yet, give it a go first. If you're here because you have completed, well done, you should be very proud. If you're here because you want to find out how to solve it, I hope you find this video useful. So welcome to Back in Time. I was initially invited by Bellingcat to create 5 OSINT challenges on a topic of my choice. So I went a bit meta and I chose Bellingcat as my topic because I wanted to highlight their contributions to OSINT over the past decade. For our first challenge, we're going to go back in time to 2013. So let's check out what was happening then with the first challenge titled Fresh Face. Let me zoom this. Oh, I zoomed too much. Oh my god, I lost it. Here we go, it's back. Brilliant. So it says, the story of Bellingcat starts with its founder, Elliot Higgins. Here we go. In 2013, numerous media outlets reached out to him to learn more about his groundbreaking discoveries. Some featured him in print, others published articles online, and a few produced and aired video reports. The image above, here we go, shows a screenshot from a newspaper article. That interview was also recorded. Your task is to find footage of this interview on YouTube and provide the code at the end of the link. And I have clarified here the expected format. So if you go to YouTube and check any random videos, so let me just find one of mine. Go to my account and just click the most popular one. Here we go. Here at the top, I'm not a robot, but I'm not going to prove it. Here at the top, you'll see the video identifier. So all videos on YouTube have unique identifiers comprised of 11 characters. This is what we're looking for. So let's go back again. Okay, so there are a few ways to solve this challenge, and I'll show you 2 different paths. The first one is the most direct method, but it relies a lot on the analysis and thinking outside the box, which is my favorite method in OSINT. The second one is the path that I predict most people took, and it relies less on the analysis and more on what's right in front of us. It will all make sense in a bit, I swear. So let's start with the first method by doing what I love most, analyzing everything. We have already read the briefing, so now let's focus on the screenshot. So we have a photo which we know was taken from a newspaper article. It shows the younger Elliot Higgins in front of a laptop pointing at something on the screen. It's not clear what he's pointing at, but we'll figure that out in a bit. On top of the laptop is some sort of green and blue figurine. Whatever it is, it looks cute. I also have stuff on top of my screen, so it's mostly skulls and bones, which I find during my outdoor adventures. I'm not even joking. Anyway, the device is placed on a flat brown surface, most likely a table. On the left corner of the photo here, we can see something that resembles a steel panel radiator, which is something very typical in UK households. Based on the fact that Elliot is sitting down, we can see the back of his chair here, and that we can spot a dado rail here, which is this long thing just above the radiator. We can put this surface at the normal height for either a work desk or a kitchen table. Based on the style of the chair, I would go for a kitchen table as the most likely answer. The quality of the picture is not great, you're welcome. However, we're still able to notice how the walls have some sort of texture. Look at that. This is likely what's referred to as popcorn wall, which is also a very popular style in older properties in the UK. With all of this in mind, we can make the assessment that this interview took place indoors, very likely somewhere in the UK. In terms of when it happened, I was nice enough to include 2013 here. I didn't have to, but it was the first challenge and I was feeling a bit generous. So now we know that this photo was likely taken at some point in 2013. Even without that information, it would be fairly easy to narrow down the year purely based on how Elliot was described in a caption. Look at it. It says blogger, not Bellingcat founder, not journalist. This means the story would have been published after Elliot started getting significant international media attention around 2013, but before he created Bellingcat in July 2014. Now, let's look at the rest of the caption. It's not English, is it? We'll find out the language in a bit, but let's think about what this means. We have established that in 2013, an international non-English speaking media outlet likely traveled to the UK to meet Elliot in what appears to be a residential property to interview him. According to the briefing, the result of that interview was published in a newspaper and it was also recorded. So someone was very invested in this story. So what was Elliot working on at the time that was this important? Let's find out by Googling something like Elliot Higgins 2013 discovery. So all keywords that I put in the text of the challenge. And I'm going to add -AI because I don't want an AI generated answer. AI is great for many things, but I do not like how confidently it delivers incorrect information, so I'd rather skip it unless I know the correct answer and I'm just looking to confirm some details. Here we go. So the first result, let me zoom in, brilliant. First result is from 2013. Here we go. Higgins' latest discovery of a new batch of Croatian weapons in the hands of Syrian rebels. The second result, again, the discovery that rebels in southern Syria had somehow received a large quantity of Croatian, possibly weapons. So this is all very interesting. Does that mean that this is Croatian? This is definitely not Arabic. So could it be Croatian? Let's check it out by doing an image reverse search so we can get the language identified and the caption translated, of course. Here we go. Translate that, please. And it does identify the language as Croatian, which is what we were expecting. And according to Google, the sentence is, blogger Elliot Higgins reviews new footage every day. So let's pause now and think for a second. We know that this interview was published in a news article and it was recorded. We got that from the briefing. The language in the caption tells us that this was likely published and possibly aired on Croatian media. Based on what we know Elliot was working on at the time, the interview was likely related to Croatian weapons being found in the hands of Syrian rebels. So with all of this information in mind, we can just make a quick stop at Google Translate to get some keywords for our YouTube search. So let's do that. Let me open Google Translate here. Put that Croatian weapons in Syria from English to Croatian, please. And this says Hrvatsko oružje u Siriji. That's my attempt at Croatian. It's probably not good, but I did my best. So now let's copy this and we're going to search for it on YouTube. Here we go. And look at that amazing first result. Oh my God. Found it. Okay, so this was the most straightforward path to solve this challenge, and like I said before, the one that heavily relied on analysis and thinking outside the box. It was possible, based on just the briefing and the screenshot, to infer what was the topic of the interview. With that information, we just had to translate some keywords to Croatian and search YouTube in order to find the correct answer. And here it is. But I'm not going to click on that link just yet because I also want to show you a different path to get here, because like I said, I believe most people would have used a different method. So let me guide you through the other one. So let's go back to our challenge. Right, so if I had to guess, most of you started by doing an image reverse search to see if there were any traces of this image somewhere online, which we still have here. Let me zoom out. This is way too much. You can try to play with this a bit, see if you can search the photo and if this can be found anywhere, and it will give you some very limited results, none of them useful for the task at hand. As the second course of action, I assume most people would have copied this sentence here in Croatian and searched for it on Google. By default, Google will give you the wrong spelling. It says Elliot instead of Elliot. You can correct it, but it's not going to help you much more. You're not going to be finding the correct thing. However, even if you didn't get any decent results, the fact that Google Translate identified the language as Croatian is already very useful, because now we know that we can and should focus on the Croatian media environment. And we're going to do that by targeting only websites with the Croatian country code, because it's very likely that the national news agency would have their website registered on one. So let's open a new window and we're going to start our search with site:.hr. This will limit our results to only websites ending in .hr, which is the domain country code of Croatia. This is one of those cases in which the two-letter code comes from the name of the country in its native language, not English translation. And now we can keep it simple by just adding Elliot Higgins in quotation marks, so it doesn't just give us results with random Elliots. We're looking for a very specific Elliot. This one. Look at that photo again. Oh my God. Let's click it. Here we go. And this one. Look at that photo. It's a beautiful match. Look at that. And compare with this one. Beautiful. Okay, so first of all, this is clearly a much better quality version than the one I gave you, isn't it? And look at that. It's pointing at weapons. I knew it. Croatian weapons in Syria, to be more precise. And look at the figurine. We can quickly translate the title to confirm what this is. It says there, how I discovered the Croatians were sending weapons to Syria. Now, this is not a video interview though, is it? So it's not exactly what we're looking for, but we're so close. Let's look at the photo credit. Let me zoom in a bit. Look at that photo credit there and compare it with the name of the author of the article. It's the same person, Tomislav Krasneks. Hopefully I pronounced it well. And if you translate the text on this bit here, look at that. It says here, when we visited him. This confirms that the author was the one who went to see Elliot at his home in UK. That means that Tomislav here was likely the person who also recorded the interview. With that in mind, and knowing that an interview usually requires two people, one asking the questions and one answering, let's search for both their names together. So we're going to search for Tomislav Krasneks and Elliot Higgins, both with quotation marks, because we want these two very specific individuals. And look at that result there on YouTube. It's the same video we found a few minutes ago using the other method. If you click on it, you'll see that it was Tomislav himself who uploaded it 12 years ago on the 6th of April. Here we go, 6th of April 2013. Feel free to give it a watch whilst you're here. We can also confirm that this is definitely the correct video by searching for that very specific frame, which will be about 151 if I remember correctly. Here we go. Let me just put a few frames. There, more or less that. Is that it? Something like that. It's more or less here. So now we can copy this code. Here we go. This is the code we're looking for, and we're going to drop it there, enter your solution, solve it, and brilliant. Congratulations, you solved this challenge. I hope you enjoyed this trip back in time to one of the investigations that highlighted the power of OSINT and helped pave the way to the creation of Bellingcat. For the next challenge, let me zoom this out. We're going to tackle training time and learn what Bellingcat was up to a few years later. In the meanwhile, have a great week.